Merci.
To have India as the spotlight country and to be a part of the jury is something I never imagined, something I never expected. And I feel like collectively as a nation, we have the talent, we have the ability, and there will come a day, I truly believe, where India won't have to be at Cannes, Cannes will be in India.
बहुत खुशी हो रही है कि आप इनिशिएटिव ले रहे हैं इस तरह के सिनेमा को लेके और हमें ज़रूरत है जिस तरह के हमारे स्टोरीज बहुत हैं, हमारी कंट्री में बहुत स्टोरीज हैं जो बहुत लोकल हैं लेकिन ग्लोबल लेवल पे बहुत वर्क कर सकती हैं वो.
As India is the country of honor at Meenakshi Shedde Film, it is a great honor.
India and France go back 75 years, not only in diplomatic ties, but in terms of cultural as well because of Cannes. And it's the 75th year of the Indian independence as well. So there are 3 75s in play here, which makes it more, more than right for India to be the honor country.
So I feel so proud that India is really stepping up and making noise. That's something that's really, really unique, and I'm so happy that I'm here representing all these different languages.
India sees it as a country of honor just because it's made to pay more money for footing the bill for an expensive, very expensive opening night party. So be it. It's not an honor, it's a wonderful marketing gimmick.
For the producers, the best thing is when they go there, they sell their pictures worldwide, which is not possible when we are sitting in India.
I think we are doing extremely well because we are exploring. I think that is very important to stay rooted to who we are, telling those stories, and at the same time learning from what is happening around us.
It's on.
India has been chosen as the first ever official country of honor at March the Film, the business counterpart of the Cannes Film Festival. It's a place where film industry professionals meet, share views and strike deals to take their projects to the global market. Apart from Indian actor Deepika Padukone, who was chosen as one of the jury members for the main competition, there are many reasons for India to cherish this year's festival. The country's cinema, culture, heritage and food, everything is in the spotlight. In the Goes to Cannes section, India was given an opportunity to pitch 5 selected movies. A new restoration of Indian cinema legend Satyajit Ray's rare movie, Pratiwandi, was presented in an exclusive screening at the movie gala. Special screenings for Indian films were also arranged. The big one was R. Madhavan's directorial debut, Rocketry, The Nambi Effect. It was screened at the March the Film, where it received a deafening 10-minute standing ovation. Despite all this noise, no Indian film has been selected for the main competition for the Palme d'Or this year. It is important to note that the screenings at the official selection of the Cannes Film Festival and the screenings at the March the Film are not the same.
The Cannes Film Festival is a festival of films which get officially selected after hundreds and thousands are submitted in different sections, and then the festival makes its final choice. And there are very few Indian films there. There are 2 or 3 of them. But in the market section, which is purely the business, the dhanda part of buying and selling films, I can make a porn film and hire a screen at Cannes and screen the film, and it can make a great sale. So anyone can actually buy and sell films. There are theaters. For example, there's PVR and Inox and 13,000 theaters in India. If you make a film and you're willing to pay the theater charges, you can show any film you like, right? So in that section, the Cannes market section, which is purely on the business part of it. So India is given a country of honor, which means you're just paying a lot of money to the Cannes Film Festival for this cachet, and it means you're footing the bills for the opening night party, etc., etc. And of course, you can invite your guests.
Apart from being a showcase for films, the Cannes Festival is also synonymous with fashion. This year too, many Indian stars have served inspiration with their sartorial choices. In the past 75 years, only one film has won the Palme d'Or Award, which was then called the Grand Prix Prize. Chetan Anand's Nicha Nagar took Indian cinema on a global stage when it bagged the festival's highest honor. The year was 1946, 1 year before India became independent. Since then, no Indian film has ever won the top award at the festival.
So Nicha Nagar won Palme d'Or in 1946. It was by Chetan Anand, and it's an adaptation, very interestingly, of a Russian novelist, Maxim Gorky's Lower Depths. And this was a very powerful commentary, a social one of the early, very powerful, not early, we had a long history of social realism, but it was one of the more high-profile ones because of the prize at Cannes. But we've had quite a long history of Indian films doing very well at Cannes. Maybe not the numbers we're fantasizing about.
But I feel कि number one तो हमारी पिक्चरों की publicity नहीं होती ज़्यादा, और secondly कांस में आप जब जाते हैं they definitely give preference to those pictures which have been produced in Europe, and or the producers are from Europe. Indian producers को वो इतना भाव देते ही नहीं. This has been my experience because I have been going there for the last 8 to 10 years. I go every time. But वो चीज़ हमारे Indians को मिलती नहीं. हाँ, अगर मान लो मेरी कंपनी लंदन बेस है, I am an Indian producer, and my other people, my director and the people, they are Britishers or Americans or they are from Europe, definitely my picture gets more value.
Even without big wins, India managed to capture the world's attention.
Payal Kapadia, such a young filmmaker with her very first documentary feature, it's like a docu-fiction. She won last year Best Documentary for A Night of Knowing Nothing. It's called The Eye Door, The Golden Eye, and it's extraordinary achievement for somebody who's making their very first feature film, and they win the Best Documentary at Cannes, and it wasn't in any particular section, but from all the documentaries at all the different sections at Cannes, this was the best one. So that's a remarkable honor. Then of course, there's been a long history. So further back, going backwards, for example, there was Neeraj Ghewan's marvelous film Masan that won 2 prizes in the Certain Regard, which is part of the official selection at Cannes. And it was an Indo-French co-production. Extremely powerful comments on caste, on class, on small-town morality, on the oppression of the police. Many rich layers. Very powerful film. I thought one of its many accomplishments was that despite getting French money and being set in Varanasi, it didn't do the Varanasi that the French usually fantasize about, and death and rebirth and floating corpses and oh dear, lots of mumbo jumbo about next rebirths, etc. But it just showed the Varanasi that Neeraj wanted to show and didn't cater to a French cliche and a stereotype. And I thought that was also one of his many gifts. Then, of course, there was the big one, Lunchbox, which was at the Critics Week, won a slew of prizes. And that's a section only for first and second features. So it's a very special and very tightly curated section of usually barely about 7 features. And that film, of course, had like a co-production of maybe 5 countries, and it went to maybe distributed in like 50 countries. It's like exceptional because that's probably the number, may or may not be the number that a big Bollywood masala films gets released at, because Bollywood films tend to have standard diaspora markets by and large. So we have, UK, US, Gulf, Singapore, Malaysia, kind of, maybe even the Tamil mainstream ones. But beyond that, it's very rare and it's very one-off that, oh my God, Dangal was released in China and made more money in China than in India, which is like, oh my God, right? So suddenly then we keep running after a little bit, we'll try, Japan market, Korea, Hong Kong, thoda.
International film festivals like Cannes, Venice, Berlin, Sundance and Toronto have become a huge opportunity for the filmmakers to promote and market their films. How can more Indian films enter the festival's competition circuit? Is there a magic formula for success?
there's no formula to it, right? Because if there was a formula, then all the films we ever made would be at Cannes or Berlin or Venice, right? Or all the films we made, if we knew the formula, every film would be 100 crore film, right? So it's wonderful there isn't a formula. So you're constantly trying and you're trying to be better. If you're looking at film festivals, they're primarily artistic platforms. So the choices are mainly artistic, independent films, which are great filmmaking, experimental.
क्योंकि बॉलीवुड के अंदर हम लोग पर जो कमी है, हमारे पास राइटर्स की बहुत कमी है, हमारे पास अच्छे कंटेंट्स नहीं आते। आप मलयालम में देख लीजिए, मलयालम के अंदर दे गॉट वेरी गुड कंटेंट्स, देयर सब्जेक्ट्स आर वेरी गुड। और आज आपकी जितनी बॉलीवुड की हिट पिक्चर्स हैं, दे आर फ्रॉम मलयाली पिक्चर्स। मलयाली पिक्चर्स पहले जाके तमिलनाडु में बनती है, देन उसके बाद the same story, they take the rights for Hindi, then they are very Hindi and they are very successful. अगर हम लोगों के पास अच्छे राइटर्स हों, अच्छी चीज़ें आएँ तो definitely will be more successful.
Sunshine at Cannes and all the joys of a film festival thrown in for good measure. Lucky.
The 1950s were a glorious period in India's Cannes history. In 1952, V. Shantaram's Amar Bhopali, a period biopic of Marathi poet Honaji Bala, was nominated for the Grand Prize. It won the award for Best Sound Recording. In 1954, at the 7th Cannes Film Festival, Bimal Roy's classic Do Biga Zamin won the illustrious Prix Internationale, or the Best International Prize. The following year, Roy's Biraj Bahu competed for the Palme d'Or, but it didn't win. The same year, child artist Naz, popularly known as Baby Naz, was awarded a special merit certificate for her role in Raj Kapoor's Boot Polish. 1956 marked the debut of the legendary filmmaker Satyajit Ray at Cannes. His debut feature, Pathar Panchali, which depicted poverty in rural Bengal, won the Best Human Document award. It also competed for Palme d'Or, but it did not win the top prize. The 60s and 70s were relatively lackluster for India at the Cannes. In 1983, Mrinal Sen's film Karish won the jury prize. A big win for India finally came in 1988. Meera Nair's Salam Bombay won both the Camera d'Or and Audience Award at the festival.
So Meera Nair, her very first debut feature, Salam Bombay, which was written with Sunita Araporwala, such a masterly film, it won the Camera d'Or, which is for Best First Film. It's a golden camera for Best First Feature. But also Murli Nair has won Camera d'Or for Manana Simhasanam. He's at least 3-4 features. Murli Nair has been a regular at Cannes for a very long time. He's been on the jury at Cannes. We've not heard of his name there for a long time. But these are a lot of the independent filmmakers who have really consolidated our reputation at Cannes over the years.
In 2002, the Cannes Festival director took a risk. Sanjay Leela Bansali's Devdas was selected for screening in the French Riviera, a commercial film that many thought should not have been a part of the event. Did you know that festival director Thierry Fermont later revealed that he suffered a backlash from his committee members for selecting a mainstream film like Devdas? He said, and we quote, "I was very happy with the selection of Devdas. I thought it would bring something new and fresh to the festival. It was based on a literary masterpiece by Sharat Chandra Chattopadhyay. But a lot of people were against it. My own committee members were not in favor of selecting the film. People usually don't come to Cannes to see such films, and that was the main reason for the backlash." The following year, Aishwarya Rai walked the red carpet again, but as a jury member. So far, only 9 Indians have served on the Cannes Film Festival jury. And now, after a gap of 9 years, India is on the jury table once again.
We've got Deepika Padukone, the big Bollywood star, who's on the feature film jury, which is a huge international honor, alongside directors like Asghar Farhadi and Jeff Nichols. Then we also have the South Asian films. We have from India, we have Shaunak Sen's magnificent documentary, All That Breathes, which won the Grand Jury Prize for Best Documentary at the Sundance Film Festival and is in Cannes in the special screenings. It's a very poetic, philosophical, political film about two Muslim brothers in Delhi who save injured black kites, the birds, and have a bird hospital. Then we have Pratham Khurana's Noha, which the English translation is Eve of a Eulogy, which is a Whistling Woods international film. So it's in a section called La Cine Fondation, La Cinef, which is only for film school entry. So Whistling Woods send the film. It's not for individual directors to send their film. Only film schools can send their film.
Apart from these films, a few Indian projects were chosen to be part of the pitching and mentoring sessions organized at the Cannes Festival. Starfruits, directed by Gaurav Kumar Mullik, is among the 10 projects that have been shortlisted for a La Fabrique Cinema 2022, a program hosted by Institut Français as a part of the Cannes Film Festival.
Among the 10 projects that La Fabrique Cannes has picked up for pitching and mentoring this year, I think this is a great opportunity for filmmakers like us who wants to make the film we want to make, doesn't want to follow the rules of the industry ways of filmmaking. And I think it's very important to get the focus on this kind of projects even before this is made. Otherwise, project like this will never get made.
The festival is a crash course in networking and navigating the business side of film markets. Even at the Academy Awards, poor marketing is often seen as one of the main reasons for failing to bag a nomination. Only 3 Indian films till date have been nominated in the Best International Film category at the Oscars. Wondering why?
The people, they are watching the picture, or the jury for those pictures are in hundreds. एक आदमी को, एक ग्रुप को, 3-4 आदमी के ग्रुप को 15 पिक्चर दी जाती है, दूसरे आदमी को 15-20 पिक्चर दी, ऐसे इतनी जूरी हो जाती है, लोगों को पता भी नहीं लगता मेरी पिक्चर कहाँ देखी जा रही है. That's what I'm saying, the network has to be strong there. If your network is not there, then your picture is nowhere. For network, you have to have the parties, you have to spend the money. Those are the things. This way I think we are lacking. और उसके लिए इंडिया गवर्नमेंट को हमारी बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. I think they have to be with the producers.
This year at Cannes, India has rolled out the red carpet for foreign filmmakers. The government has announced incentives for foreign filmmakers to make movies in the country. The festival has launched the careers of many of the world's most celebrated filmmakers, like Steven Soderbergh and Quentin Tarantino. The question is, how serious is the Indian film industry about making a mark at Cannes?
हमारे जो लोग वहाँ पिक्चर लेके जाते हैं, कुछ तो पहले भेज देते हैं, किसी सिलेक्ट होती है, 90% पिक्चर सिलेक्ट नहीं होती है. They are very happy. They go from here, they showcase their pictures, they take the theaters, or they go to Indian Pavilion and they show the picture, then come back. That's what happens. So जब तक आप उन बड़े फेस्टिवल्स को पब्लिसाइज नहीं करोगे, people will not go, and they don't know also.
You know, in 10 days, at the festival, marketing people, buyers, sellers from everywhere in the world are coming in this one place. Even if you're there for 3 days or 5 days, you can still meet people from around the world in those 5 days. Whereas otherwise you'll need, separate flights to go to Beijing or to Singapore or to Tokyo or wherever. You're getting all these guys. That's why. So festivals are always important for expanding box office, specifically, particularly outside the traditional markets, right? But I always heard in India, sorry, madam, my film not festival film. It is box office film, and I'm breaking my heart, darling. Please, this is for box office. But it's also very hard to tarify that image of festivals as being, ooh, la-di-da, art house, the hoity-toity things. But if you're smart, the festival is a platform. If you want to play it la-di-da, wo aapki jo auqaat hai, you play it for what it is, right? There's also a big marketing opportunity. If you're smart, you will also get these non-traditional markets. The platform is the same. It's what you make of that opportunity.
Tarantino accompagné bien sûr de ses comédiens. Faites-leur un triomphe avec nous, Leonardo DiCaprio.